The Northman was insane.
I want to save you, Mother.
I want to save you, Mother.
I will kill you if you let me. I cannot escape my fate.
Y'all, this film, apart from the Batman, was one of the best films I've seen this year so far, easily. I'm just gonna say that right now. Get that out the way. Normally I do my whole intro and all this kind of stuff like that, but this was a film that really shocked me. Matter of fact, I didn't even see any trailers for this film. I just went in, I saw pictures, press notes, whatnot, reached out to the people at Focus and got a press screening, got a critic screening this week, went out to one of the Dolby locations, and really good like private press screening room, and we went out there and watched the thing and had no idea what I was going to expect from this. I knew Alexander Skarsgard was in this, and Anya Taylor-Joy, and Ethan Hawke, and Willem Dafoe. It's a fantastic cast, but I had no idea what to expect from this. And I love Vikings. Like, I've spent, I don't know, a lot of time just rewatching the Vikings on, the History Channel, and I've just always been like really obsessed with Norse mythology and the whole everything, just Norse mythology, the history of the Vikings and their culture and everything about it. So when I heard the title of The Northman, I'm like, I had to see this. And Robert Eggers, or Edgers, I can't ever pronounce his name. I love his work in The Lighthouse. That movie was what put me on to Robert Pattinson, viewing him differently, because him and Willem Dafoe in that film alone was just fantastic. The cinematography style was amazing. The directing style was amazing in that film as well. The storytelling, just beautiful, just really gritty, makes you really, like, brings you right into the world. So that alone also got me excited, man. So let me tell you guys this. When this movie started, you were immediately brought into the world. You were brought into the world, not only visually but sonically as well. Like, the sounds really brought you in, and obviously, I mean, me being in the Dolby screening room, obviously Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, you had all the really good sounds in there, so that really enhanced my viewing experience. It was amazing there. But you could feel everything, like sonically, like you were brought into the world and you were seeing things as they unfold in front of you, bit by bit. There's a lot of long takes in this film. This film had an amazing long takes, or long shots. Some of you guys might notice long shots. There's so many amazing moments of those shots in the film that really, again, visually brought me in and sonically brought me in as well. And you even have the score and the soundtrack tapping into that authentic native Viking sound, all of the instruments that was used throughout the region back in those time, back in the 10th century, right? So we're seeing that unfold on screen, man, and it's just beautiful altogether. And I would say I was so drawn in to the fact that this film was an art piece. Like, visually, this film was an art piece. Aaron Blaschke, the DP for this, the cinematographer, amazing. Again, like, this is a style of cinematography that I haven't seen anywhere else outside of his work and some other older films that he took a lot of his style from. But like, his work in his movies, like The Witch and all that stuff, like, it's apparent how unique this style is and what they do with this film visually. Again, there's not a lot of crazy like CGI going on. Like, this is in Iceland. If you guys watch the trailer, this is in Iceland, and they're relying on the atmosphere of everything in Iceland to really bring you into it, man. Like, your fire, the wind, all of the sounds in the area, the clothing, and again, the long shots and the long takes, they really bring you in to the perspective, not only for the character of the film, but also for visual storytelling as well, because there's moments where the script, you're relying on the script for the story, and then other times it's just all visual, and you have to let that do what it is. Like, you're just in that moment and you're witnessing it like a fly on the wall. It's not a lot of choppy editing here, and I really appreciated that about this film. And that's one of the things that stood out to me about the movie in general, was the fact that the editing wasn't choppy. The build up for a lot of scenes was really appropriate. The way how everything was cut, was so seamless. And again, lots of long shots, lots of long takes. They really helped the film as a whole. I'm not saying that it's perfect by any means, but it's pretty close. It's pretty up there for me. Like, again, just going straight back to the cast, right? We have a stellar cast. We have a literal Norseman, okay, in the front runner, and I freaking love the Skarsgårds. Like, I love them, and his brother Gustav, who plays Floki in the Viking series on the History Channel, now on Prime Video, who plays Floki, and I freaking love Floki. Like, Floki is absolutely amazing. Floki is a great character. So I mean, the Skarsgård brothers are just amazing in general. So when I heard that he was gonna be the front runner for this, playing a Viking, and he bulked up and like put on like 15 to 20 pounds for the film, I'm like, all right, this is crazy. This is gonna be insane, because he's a beast, and he was a pretty big dude in Tarzan. While that movie wasn't the best, he was a pretty big dude in Tarzan, and then bringing him to this one, where he's playing just this berserk, like raged, vengeful, like Viking that set out on revenge, was just absolutely amazing to see. Like, they do some really cool things action wise in this movie that will make your jaw absolutely drop. I kid you not. I like some things like literally slap me like slap me sideways, because I was not expecting it to get me in that way. Yeah, man, I'm genuinely just excited about this movie, and I'm glad I was able to catch it early, man, because I barely caught it, because I think this is like one of the last days for the critics to see it pretty early. But I'm glad I was able to catch this film pretty early, just because I really want to get a review out for you guys, and I was super intrigued, and I really just, again, my love for Vikings and the history and really getting into it and the accuracy. I would say this is like, as a lover of history and fiction and bringing it all together, I would say this is one of the most historically accurate Viking stories that we've seen to date. Like, the History Channel did a pretty good job. There's a lot of things that was added in for dramatic effect and for things like that, some spellings and locations, some fictional locations and stuff. But this, we're having like everything from the costume design to the music to the language to the accents. All of that was pretty darn spot on. And if you appreciate Viking history as much as I do, definitely you will be satisfied with this. Like, you're gonna be a huge fan of this, man. There's a lot of plot twists in this movie as well. Some stuff that messed me up, got me sideways, man. Action fight choreography was raw. It wasn't like overly flashy. It was a pretty accurate movements and well choreographed fight scenes. It was, like most of these scenes, they have like Vikings doing like I don't know, they're doing a lot of like karate moves, they're doing like tai chi, they're doing taekwondo and crap. Like Vikings didn't do that. So when you think of a Viking and how they fought, and there's so many other like channels and experts that focus on different fighting styles, and I'm a martial artist myself. I right now I'm a practitioner of the classical bujutsu, Japanese samurai arts, and that's currently what I'm training in. Me and the guys at my dojo, we have all these great conversations about different fighting styles, martial arts wise, and I mentioned that because I really dive deep into the study of martial arts as a whole, from European fighting styles to Asian fighting styles to African fighting styles. Like, I get really into a lot of the broader, more ancient fighting styles as well, and really studying them and trying to understand them. And I consume so much media when it comes to martial arts as well. So I recognize this, like I said, there's so many dedicated channels and dedicated people and trainers that I've also encountered, and things that specialize in the ancient fighting styles that were similar to what the Vikings would have fought with, right? So I'm very familiar with it. And when I watched this is exactly what I needed to see when it came to the fighting. It was pretty spot on, really accurate. There was, of course, some things they added in for effect, but for the most part, everything was raw, natural. Everyone did their stunts. It was, the motions were fluid. It wasn't all that flashy flips and stuff that we might like in other things. No shade to those, because those are entertaining and cool. But when it comes to accuracy, this was one of those things that was just like spot on. So yeah, man, all in all, guys, I didn't write any notes. A matter of fact, I did write some notes, but I had a lot that I wanted to say about this movie, and I posted on my Twitter that I couldn't really think of what I needed to say for this film, because I was still trying to process everything with this movie. But I loved everything. The score, the cinematography, the acting, of course, the chemistry with the actors on screen was just amazing. Every single one of them did a great job. Anya Taylor-Joy, fantastic. Okay, Ethan Hawke, amazing. They all did an amazing job. Stellar cast, and the crew and everyone that's involved, and Nicole Kidman. How could I forget to mention that she was in this as well? She killed it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching my review for The Northman, spoiler free. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and definitely go see get tickets to watch this movie, man. Go watch this movie next week if you're interested in this lore and the history and all that stuff. Please make sure to go check it out. You will not be disappointed. It's absolutely amazing. You will be so immersed in the world you wouldn't even realize the runtime. Like, it'll just fly by, you wouldn't even realize it. So definitely, man, check it out. And let me know your thoughts and comments down below. I know it released in some parts overseas in Europe. So if you had a chance to see it by any chance, or you're a fellow critic and you also saw it as well early, let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts were, spoiler free of course. And yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Clockmaster